I'm Lindsay from the Awaken Press, and I'm sitting here with Paul Hosh, the author of Undercover in India, the first of 3 books. Paul, do you have any suggestions on how to find a guru?
Well, I have suggestions, but I think it's a very, very difficult thing to do. My teacher used to say that one of the most difficult things to find is a good guru. He says, but it's even more difficult to find a good disciple. So by being that person who's responsible, by being that person who's sincere, you're halfway there anyway. The first thing I would suggest, having thought about this for a while, is to read.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in Undercover to India, the book.
Yes.
In the first chapter, I recommend about 8 or 9 books. Right there in the first paragraph, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of reading before I started looking, and I think that helped inform me as to what to look for. And I think that would work for anybody. My favorite book was Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, which was written probably in the early 50s and is still very relevant today and can give you a really good idea about the relationship between a guru and a disciple and how deep that is and how ethereal it is. You know, I mean, it's really a great book. Wow. Another book is Patanjali. Some people pronounce it Patanjali, but I think it's Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And that's also very good. It tells you all about the components of spirituality, you know, Eastern Indian spirituality. So if you're interested in that, it tells you about morality, it tells you about yoga, it tells you about the different levels of consciousness that you can attain. And I think that's a really, really good book to read before you even go looking.
Wow.
Having read those 2 books and being familiar with the material, that might put you on the plane of many of the gurus who are around today.
Wow.
Because a lot of them don't know much more than that. You know, the second thing is to use logic.
Yeah.
Don't be swept. This is my recommendation anyway. Of course, everybody has their own free choice. I always like to get that in. Like, I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just telling people, recommending people on the basis of what I did that I found successful. Mm-hmm. But don't give up your own sense of logic to follow some prescribed path. Like, kind of keep in touch with that. I think that's a very good thing to do also. And I also think that it shouldn't be about money. There's some woman in my gym told me, oh, I'm going to go get this mantra and it's going to be $1,000. I almost fell off the gym machine, you know. Yeah, I know. And this is something that's very famous in the United States and all around the world. It's not something like one-off, you know, it's a big main kind of meditation. It used to be $30 back when I was young. And now it's like $1,000. And this woman felt that if she invested that $1,000, it might be a symbol of commitment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm telling her, no, go up to the Buddhist Center about 15 miles from here.
Yeah.
7 o'clock on Wednesday night, they'll teach you meditation for free.
Oh, my goodness.
And she did that. She followed me. I used to see her there after that. And she was very satisfied with what she did. So that's it. You know, the last thing I would say is it is very difficult to find somebody. There are so many opportunists out there, so you really have to be careful because this is your mind and heart that you're playing with. So, you know, just proceed cautiously, and you know, I think those things will help you. But again, nothing's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So do the best you can. Good luck. And namaste.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that you mentioned reading beforehand. I would have absolutely never thought of that ever. And then I was going to ask you about discernment, and then you answered that as well with the logical piece. Now you mentioned money. While I have you on the topic, I'm very curious, is there, because I get this question asked of me a lot as well. In your experience, is there, if there is a donation or an amount that someone's asking, is there a range or any kind of money that should be spent? Is there a right or wrong, or what do you think?
I think that it should not be about money so much, like a donation, fine, because the donation means it's up to you, right? If they say
Right.
suggested $1,500 donation for today's retreat, I would run for cover,
Yeah.
But, I mean, if people have a meditation center, they have to pay for food, they have to keep the electricity on. So I'm not against, having to pay something, but mostly I have always found, like, the Buddhist meditation that I go to here is free. I've been going for 14 years every week. If I feel like putting a donation in, I put it in, but nobody ever came out and said, this is what we want, or a charge. And I think that's all out there. It's all available. I've talked to other people who have spent indeterminate amounts of money, and I don't think they got any more than I did out of it. So
Wow.
just
That's
be
really
cautious.
important.
Be cautious.
Wow. Thank you so much for mentioning that. I think this will help a lot of people.
Thank you. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was perfect.